Hey, welcome to the channel. So there's some exciting things happening here in Southeast Texas, and I'm excited to share it with you. My name is Roland Thomas, and I help people make a smooth transition out here in Southeast Texas. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, give me a shout, and I'd love to help you make a smooth transition out here. So I have a few articles I'm gonna share with you here in a couple of seconds. But I just want to kind of set the stage here. So Port Arthur has been selected to help support the construction of U.S. Coast Guard icebreakers. So, man, so this project alone is going to revitalize the shipping business here, the shipbuilding business here in Southeast Texas. It's going to bring over 600 new jobs to the 600 600 new jobs to the region. Let me double check my mic real quick. I just need to make sure my mic is connected so y'all hear me good. Okay, cool. 600 600 new jobs to the area. So when something like this happens in Southeast Texas, it doesn't just affect Port Arthur, right? This impacts the whole Golden Triangle region. We already have several refineries that have moved to the area, that's been building new plants that are coming up. So each of these plants, they will all bring temporary workers and then some additional permanent jobs, right? So there's just a lot of exciting things going on in Southeast Texas. And so if you find yourself moving out here and trying to figure out what is it like what is Southeast Texas like, where do I stay, where can I live, where's the good places, where the bad places, all that stuff, you are at the right channel. So I share it all here on Alder and Clay, Southeast Texas. So like I said, so when something like this happens, it doesn't just impact the area that it, like Port Arthur, it doesn't just impact that single area, it impacts the whole entire region. And when people move, housing demand follows, right? Whether it be temporary housing or permanent housing. If you're gonna be here for a couple of years, some people want homes. Um, so today I want to break down what this shipbuilding project means, why the industry keeps expanding in Southeast Texas, what it means for housing demand, and why many workers are choosing Lumberton as a place to live. So let's jump into it. But before I do that, let's take a look at this first article here. There we go. So Port Arthur has been it's selected to help build Coast Guard icebreakers, bringing 600 plus jobs to the area. Let's see if we can get some sound on this. And
we can stay competitive in that arena.
Now to some major Power City news.
Look at
Shipbuilding
that.
is coming back to the U.S.
Look
Port
at
Arthur
that.
will be one of two ports that'll help build what's called icebreakers for the U.S. Coast Guard.
Golly.
This is what they'll look like. Now, this comes as NATO launched an Arctic security push in order to maintain a stronger presence in the region amid tensions with Russia.
Yeah, Defense Incorporated, who already has a shipyard in Port Arthur, will be expanding their operations, creating more than 600 jobs. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabwata-Palau shares more about the impact of this economic development.
Nick Cladra, these ice-breaking ships are meant to upgrade the U.S. Coast Guard's presence in the Arctic. 3 will be built between the ports of Port Arthur and Galveston.
Hold on, man. That's wild. And so I was looking at another article that said, so the Coast Guard only has about four. Only has like 4 right now. So compared to Russia's like 40. So we way behind the 8 ball here, and so we gotta get caught up if we're gonna be up there shoring up our defenses in the Arctic area. So I didn't even know this company was down here. Like, I never even heard of Davy Defense. I didn't even know it was down here. So this is like super cool, man, to be in a place that hey, number one, it got selected because it got selected to build some things for the government. I mean, I just think that's super cool, especially for the Coast Guard to keep our country safe.
The federal government really trusts that we have a skill set in the state
Yeah.
and more narrowly so in the city of Port Arthur.
A big mission coming to Port Arthur.
We're going to be bringing shipbuilding back to the U.S.
Come on.
And that shipbuilding will take place here in Port Arthur and
Come
in
on.
Galveston.
Port
Wow.
Arthur Economic Development Corporation's interim CEO, Crystal Mueller, and the city manager, Ronald Burton, are excited about more jobs.
It speaks volumes of
Yeah.
the skill set that we have here in Port Arthur.
American shipbuilder Davy Defense was awarded a $21.7 million grant from the state of Texas.
Wow.
They will build up to 11 icebreakers for the U.S. Coast Guard.
Golly.
The Coast Guard says the ships will strengthen national security. Mueller says it's also a race with Russia to expand Arctic access.
The U.S. has a total.
Dude, that is wild, man. Like, so they got a grant from Texas, and then that's, I wonder how much this thing is actually going to cost. That like 27. That ain't nothing. Like, when you go build 11 ships, ain't nothing. Let alone paying people, right? So, but that's interesting. That's probably just covering taxes or something. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's pretty interesting. $27 million for 11 defense boats. Yeah, right. They gonna spend that amount on technology in them boats, right?
Of 3 icebreakers, whereas Russia has over 40. So it's very important to bring that operation back here to the U.S.
Yeah.
so that we can stay competitive in that arena.
According to the Port Arthur EDC, more than 600 jobs are tied to the development, along with over $730 million in investment. Work on facility upgrades could begin as early as late this year.
Wow.
They will be reconstructing and doing renovations starting towards the end of this year or beginning of next year. And we hope to see the actual construction of the shipbuilding happen in 28.
City leaders say the community is ready.
We are very proud.
Hold on. So they're not gonna start building a ship until 2 years from now. Hold on, catch that. They're not gonna start building the ship till 2 years from now. But they got to get the infrastructure together in order to do so. So you think about that, right? People are gonna be moving here to help with the infrastructure, to help build up the shipyard that's going to be doing this extensive manufacturing, and it's just in Port Arthur. This is not including Galveston. So wow, I think that's pretty fascinating. So we heard another term in about $700 million. So I knew we had to get over at least one B to to get this project off the ground here.
Proud and happy that Port Arthur has been chosen as one of 2 communities for such large projects.
No word on how many permanent jobs the shipyard will support. Read more from the company on our website, 12newsnow.com. In studio, Danielle Torplau, 12 News.
Wow. Okay. So that kind of touches on that. Man, that is fascinating stuff right there. That 600 jobs are happening again. Like they said, they don't know how many are going to be permanent. But wow, that is a massive impact to the area. And like I said, and just from what I've seen, just from when they build plants, right? When they build plants, they bring in thousands of temporary workers, and so everybody needs housing. Everybody needs somewhere to stay, right? And then you're going to have the leadership that comes in, and you're going to have these other permanent positions. You're going to have employee attrition. People are going to get promoted. People who've been waiting to get to the next level in their careers, they're going to find these new jobs and things like that. And so they're gonna be moving up in the world, right? Some people might say, hey, it's a good time to sell a house. This is a good time to buy a new house, right? And because they're looking forward to that next step in their career. Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, is a unique place. It's a unique place. There, I'll tell you can always find some opportunity out here. Some everywhere. I'm gonna take a look here at this from Greg Abbott's office, from the governor's office about this project, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So Greg Abbott today, this came out February 26. Greg Abbott today announced Navy Defense will expand their shipbuilding capacity in Galveston and Port Arthur to build Arctic icebreakers, create more than 2,400 jobs, and represent more than $730 million in capital investment. The Texas Enterprise Fund grant of $21,771,000 has been extended to Navy Defense. With the best business climate in the nation, Texas is a magnet for complex critical manufacturing, said Governor Abbott. And that's so true. Even just coming from my previous work before I got into real estate and in the industrial supply space, I seen that to be true, man. We have all sorts of manufacturing happening in Texas. Everything from building small widgets, medical device widgets, to big industrial power distribution homes, and power distribution units, and even to just raw materials from a chemical standpoint, like a chemical refinery, raw materials that people would use to create whatever product they use. So from chemical manufacturing to heavy manufacturing, light manufacturing, precision manufacturing, shipbuilding manufacturing, we have a diverse manufacturing capabilities throughout Texas, and now we're expanding to data centers. We listen. Hey, this Texas, baby. We've built ships supposedly to the moon. That's a topic for another day. I ain't going there today, but we got all kind of stuff we built out here in Texas, and so Southeast Texas is very unique from the paper mill industry to chemical manufacturing. Now we adding ships to the mix, and like the chemical manufacturing to was the blue hydrogen, all kind of stuff. So exciting things happening out here in Southeast Texas, and so if you find yourself moving here because of this, and you're trying to find some place to stay, some place to live, give me a shot. Love to help you make that transition. I'm a new home consultant, new home sales consultant at DSOD Homes out here in Lumberton, Texas, and so love to help you find to pick you up a home, get you a home as you're coming out here. But so now, if you're not new to here, if you kind of still researching area, you're trying to figure out what's going on, I want to show you a couple of things just to really kind of put some things in perspective. Let's go to Google Maps real quick, and I want to give you an idea of where Port Arthur is compared to some of these areas. If you're looking to call a place home, right? Does that make sense? So let's take a look at that. I want to show you. Okay. Well, maybe. Give me a second. I think I'm gonna give you. Hopefully, I ain't giving you no whiplash here. Okay, so just to give you an idea, right? You have Port Arthur. Port Arthur is here. I wonder where Davie Defense is going to be at, because I don't know. Davie Defense. Where is this at? I don't know what it's. I don't know where it would be. Davie. I wonder if it's that Sterling Shipyard. Oh no. Let's go back to Port Arthur. I don't know where exactly that's at in Port Arthur. I gotta find out. I mean, it could be over. No, that ain't it though, because that would be that's Port Nature's right there. Yeah, but anyway, for the sake of figuring out this map real quick, so you have Port Arthur is here, right? This is Port Arthur, and now Port Arthur's here, and so if you're looking, hold on, let me zoom this out. So that's Port Arthur, and give you some perspective of where this is at. So Port Arthur's right here. Come on, marker, work for me. Possibly. Port Arthur is right here. So this is going to happen somewhere over here. I know there's a couple of refineries, there's several refineries over here. But so if you're trying to find a place to live, right? You have Groves, Nederland, Bridge City, Orange. You have Lumberton. Oh man, you can't see Lumberton. Hold on. I gotta show you Lumberton because that's where I'm at. Okay, so let's do it again. Now I know this looks big. This is Texas, y'all. This is Texas, but I'm gonna help it make some sense here in a second. So Port Arthur, you have Nederland, Groves, Port Neches over here. So you have Orange over here. You have Beaumont here. Beaumont. This again. You have Nederland. Whoops. You have Port Neches. You got Grove. You have Orange over here. Lumberton here. These are some of the really the hot spots to live in Southeast Texas. So again, if you're looking for places that have some, decent schools, you'll find some decent schools over here: Groves, Port Neches, Nederland, Lumberton. I ain't gonna lie, it's a hit and miss in Beaumont, y'all. So, do your research. Let me put it like that. Do your research. So, because there's, I mean, everyone has whatever you're looking for in a school. Um, you can find it. You can find it in the area. And so now if you specifically if you're looking for maybe like some new construction homes and stuff like that, we have new construction homes going on over here in Lumberton, Orange, Mauriceville. There's a couple of communities being built over here in Beaumont. It's not, I mean, you don't find a lot of new construction homes over here in Nederland, Port Neches, Groves. They're typically one-offs, right? Typically more like one-off, one-off custom builders. One-off custom builders. But if you're looking for, you're looking for a place to call home, right? You got these areas. Now this over here, this will put you, 15 or so minutes away from Port Arthur. Let me get you, but 15 or so minutes away from Port Arthur here. Beaumont, again, another, depending on where you're going in Port Arthur, 20 minutes or so, right? Lumberton, which to me, they just, originally I'm from Houston, so Lumberton to me is kind of like the Katy or like the Woodlands of Southeast Texas. If you agree, type in the comments below. I want to know what you think. If you think Lumberton is like Katy or the Woodlands of Southeast Texas, you know. So now granted, you do have a couple more spots too. You have Sour Lake. Sour Lake could be a spot if you're looking for, a place. You got Nome, China over here. So you have Hampshire Finette, right? Hampshire Finette over here, Winnie. So all of these, again, they're not too far from Port Arthur, right? So if you're looking at trying to find a place to call home, and let's say you're looking at maybe new construction, you won't find a lot of new construction over here, right? You'll find some here. Whoops, take that back. You'll find some here, find some here. Definitely from my company, DSLD Homes. So we have homes not over here though. We have homes over here, and here that are new construction. So just throwing it out there. But let me erase this a little bit and kind of make some sense here. So you're looking at from Lumberton, you're looking at about 25-30 minute drive, right, to Port Arthur. Orange, depending on what traffic looks like, roughly the same, about 20-25 minutes or so, depending on where you're at in Orange. But traffic gets heavy along here. It gets thick. Because you just got so many plants along here. So that early morning drive, everybody's heading into somewhere around here, and it gets pretty heavy. But again, you got about 25 minutes from Lumberton. You even have Silsby over here, and 25-30 minutes, about 30 minutes from Lumberton. Just to be safe, about 30 minutes. We'll say 30 minutes. To get you to Port Arthur if you're moving here for that big project. So again, plenty of things going on out here in Southeast Texas. And again, I wanted to really kind of share with you what was going on with this new shipyard that's coming here. I think it's super exciting. I think it's something that we definitely need out here in the area, something we definitely need in Southeast Texas. Again, and I think it also brings just some industry diversity as well, even within the manufacturing space. I think it brings some industry diversity because we get so used to the refineries and stuff like that. But to bring the shipyard building back, I mean, again, heavy industry, heavy manufacturing, but you're going to have positions of all sorts in there, from pipe fitters to leadership to safety to everything to build these things, man. And we've seen people picking up homes everywhere because they're moving here for the industry. And so let me if you don't know what these icebreakers look like, let me show you real quick, because I found this and I was like, oh my gosh, man, look at these things. This is what we're going to be building out here in Southeast Texas. I think this is so cool. Look at that thing. Man, that's a lot of ship right there. Look at that ship, man. That thing is huge. And it's an icebreaker. So, it's going to be out there in the Arctic busting up Arctic ice, right? Like, look at that. Look at that thing. That's a lot of boat, man. That is a lot of boat. Hey, so if you're gonna be moving here to Southeast Texas or if you're gonna be working at the shipyard, man, but put a comment in below. I would love to just hear some comments, some details of you, even if you ever built a ship or been a part of that manufacturing process. Love to hear your thoughts about that, because I just find this. See if I can blow this up some. Oh no, oh shucks, well that didn't work. Let's see if it's going. Look at that ship, man. I mean, and so when you're out here in Southeast Texas, I mean, you're going to see ships of all sorts coming around. So, we every again between ships coming that's moving product, the shipping product like hydrogen all across the world, to tankers, all sorts of different tankers that come into the area. We always got ships coming up and down around Southeast Texas. But to see a big, massive Coast Guard ship, man, I think that's so cool, right? I think it just really speaks to what we have going on, and just how cool the industry is out here. So, but I wanted to just share just a little bit about this, get it out here in the channel. And so, listen, if you are thinking about making a transition here to Southeast Texas, or maybe you're gonna be a part of this, right? You're gonna be a part of this expansion, this growth that's happening here, and you're looking to make that transition out here. I love helping people make a smooth transition out here to Southeast Texas. And so, like I said, I said all the time, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, all my contact information is in the description below. Call me, text me, email me. I'd love to help you make that transition to Southeast Texas. And like I said, and also if you're part of this big build that's happening with this ship, with this ship being built out here in Southeast Texas, please comment below. I love to hear, man, just some cool stories, cool things. Let's keep this conversation going. And again, I'm Roland Thomas, a new home consultant with DSOD Homes. Love to help you call a new home. Love to help you get a new home out here in Southeast Texas. So give me a shout. And with that, hey, have a blessed day and stick around for more. I always got more videos coming every single week. Every single week, you're going to have videos from me just talking about life in Southeast Texas, homes in Southeast Texas, especially homes we built up here in Lumberton, Texas. And so anyways, be blessed. We'll chat with you later. Comment. Let's keep the conversation going below. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.